What's up, guys? This is Dion, Ringgold, editor-in-chief of InClub Magazine, and we have a very special guest today, the Paradox Band.
What up?
So we're super pumped. We came all the way to Atlanta from Baltimore and Philly just for you guys. So we're really excited for everything you guys are really doing. Like, you changing the game in a special way. So we're really hyped to be here with you guys. Do me a favor, from the youngest to oldest, go around and introduce yourselves.
I am Eric, and I am 24.
I am PC3, and we are the same age.
I'm Donald, and I'm 25.
I'm Zealand, I'm 28.
Damn.
Not y'all playing the uncle already. He's too young for that. That's wild. So it's funny. Every time we talk to somebody, the first thing that comes to my mind is like their origin story, right? So I'm a real nerd. So I'm always thinking, what's that superhero origin story? So walk me through, what was the process? How did it start? Was it a phone call? Did you see something? What was the origin story of the Paradox Band?
So we were actually all in AA for compulsive farting. And we decided, no, I'm playing. I don't know. So like I said, I grew up in Florida. I moved to Atlanta back in 2023. Started off, playing like, a lot of bands and stuff. But anybody who's like, from Atlanta knows it's predominantly like, R&B, hip hop, gospel sort of thing. So, I ended up like getting like really like back into like pop punk and stuff, but like taking like a deeper dive into it than I had before. And I was like, yo, like this is cool. Like, I want to do this. And like all my musician friends are like, bruh, no, like what are you doing? And I spent about a year working on some songs, like trying to, culminate the idea, looking for, musicians to do this stuff with. My boy Donald here, I grew up with him since we were kids in Florida, and he'd started playing bass right before I moved. So I was like, I put him on in the genre. I was like, dude, like, you got to check this out. And it was Fat Lip by Sum 41, that song. And he got into it, and then he ended up moving up to Georgia, and we were like, yeah, we'll start a band. And then I met Zealand on Facebook. I put an ad out. He found it, and we started linking up and then started writing songs together. And then we had a different drummer at first who had the same name as you. His name was Dion. Yeah. And then, like I said, he left, and we got Percy.
So you upgraded. Yeah. Man, that's dope. So Facebook ad, we're not glazing over that. We're not letting you get out of there.
Yeah.
What made you respond to, like, what was it about it? I mean, it's clearly different kind of music, right? What made you say, hey, this is something I think I want to do?
It was just that nostalgic pop punk sound that I've been wanting to find somebody to do that with. And with something that I was like, I got to get him up ASAP. Because I know like certain people on Facebook are either like too busy or I'm too late. Like the ads already like been up there.
Yeah.
I always take my chances, always shoot my shot.
Yeah. And it worked out.
Yeah, and he responded immediately. I thought he was gonna take like months.
Right.
Nah, bro. I was waiting on your thing too. I had it up there for like 9 months, and like no one had responded. So you were the first person to respond, and like we were talking about like the Gibson SGX guitar. So I was like, oh yeah, no.
So do we got to give thanks to Zuckerberg?
No. You gotta know. Donald, so he's your friend, obviously, but the music is different. Were you like, what was your influences that make you say, yeah, this is the type of music that some young black kids could make?
I mean, growing up, I was always listening to like R&B and like rap and stuff like that. But in like middle school time, I really started listening to like Gorillaz, and that really put me on to like alternative music. Like I started listening to stuff that wasn't as popular per se.
Yeah, and that's what made you say, hey, I think we can do this, because you uprooted your life to move all the way to Atlanta for it.
Yeah. I used to live in Orlando, and he's like, yo, you want to start a band and move to Atlanta? I was like, shit, sure.
Why not? Sure, why not?
I want to get good at the bass, man.
Right. Percy, did it take any convincing? What did you hear or see that made you say, oh, I need to be a part of this?
Like, I've been playing the drums. I've been playing the drums forever, but yeah, it was Z.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of it was Z. But I've been playing forever, I just wanted to play. But I did see the vision and the light in these boys off that first rehearsal, off that first practice when I was there, I was just like, this feels like home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was the defining moment where you like, oh no, we're good. Like we can actually do this. So you put the band together, you all are in sync, you have this, this moment. But when was it when you got an audience and you was like, oh wait, we're actually good? Like what was the defining moment that you knew we can really do something?
So it was a little weird for us. So like I said, I had the idea. We all first got together on June 28th. We played a show.
That's my birthday.
That's crazy, bro. Okay, I'm June 6th.
Wow.
So crazy, June babies. I love it. But no, we did this show. I don't even remember exactly where it was, but it was this like parking lot in like the like middle of the hood, and it was very hot. There's only like 10 people there, and they were all like other people there to perform, but they were all like rapping. We were like the only band there, so we thought that was cool. That was pre-Percy, so we had Dion at the time. We did that show, and then it was actually our manager Lexi who was like, yo, like, we should make social media accounts and we should, post stuff. And we don't know how that stuff works. So we were like, all right, cool. And she made the accounts and posted, and like the first vid got like 100K. And then my coworker at the vape shop I was working at the time, shout out Cloud 7, they were like, yo, like you should live stream on TikTok. And we started doing that, and then that started like gaining us followers, and then we started uploading on Instagram. It's pretty quick. I was like, when we by the time we had got him in, we hadn't really done like a show since we had like started posting and stuff. But our first show was like, I think like 3 days or something after he joined, right? Not even a week, right?
Yeah.
And it was a house show, and that was probably the first time I was kind of like, all right. Because it was like, we had people showing up, but we didn't know them. And they're just like, oh, I just saw you on Instagram, saw you posted you're having a show. Like, usually when I do that, it's only like my close friends come.
Right.
So that was cool. And then like, Jack White from the White Stripes, he had asked us to open for him, and that was pretty insane.
You went to Nashville for that.
Yeah, I drove to Nashville.
Wait. Jack White, I'm obsessed with him, especially the song that's on Conan O'Brien's. I don't know if you guys listen to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, but that's literally the intro for his song. We're Gonna Be Friends. Like that's the intro, right? So I'm obsessed with him. So walk me through that. So all you guys are already familiar with him, or was it like, oh, let me take a deep dive into that? And then what was that experience when you was with Jack White and open? Because this is the first time you open, especially for somebody of that caliber. Walk me through that day. Like, what was the phone calls like? What was the group chat like? Walk me through that day.
So I got a text. It was off the Paradox account, and they're pretty much like, there's this dude, and his name was like Lalo Medina or something. Like it was such an odd name. And he was like, oh, I'm Jack White's tour manager. He wants you guys to open for him. And I just didn't really believe it, because I'm like, we've been a band for like 3 weeks, and like the name seems so fake. But, we texted him. The messages were blue for my iPhone users,
Right.
And I was just like, yo, like, okay, it might be legit. So we rented an F-150 truck. Percy taught us how to ratchet strap our stuff to it. And then we drove up there like 4 hours. And yeah, it was insane, because we were talking about it, but we just didn't I feel like part of us didn't like really believe it was real.
Yeah.
So like we showed up, and then like he's just like sound checking, and he's just like there. He's like, oh, okay. I guess.
Right.
Like, yeah, I think we were all like very familiar with Jack White. I mean, like, I think every guitar player or bassist learns 7 Nation Army.
That's like
On the guitar.
Even my cover band used to cover 7 Nation Army.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Every single
So,
show.
like,
Full circle.
Right.
hell yeah,
That's
but
wild.
seeing him like IRL was pretty insane.
Yeah.
And I think a big thing that stands out for me was, so the boys were outside somewhere, and then like I was talking to the
I was
manager.
taking a shit.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Out of nerves? Was it nervousness? Like,
No,
let me
I
get
just
this
had to
out.
take a shit.
He just had to go 4-hour drive. You know what I mean?
I had Walmart food.
Oh, yeah.
We were just munching in the car
Never
for
a good
4
idea.
hours. He had
Yeah.
to let it out. But like we, the manager like asked me like, yo, like, do you want to like come back and like meet Jack? I was like, yeah.
Right.
So I went back there, and then like, yeah, we're talking. No, that's a lie. I was talking to like his like stage,
Like his roadie or something.
Yeah, roadies or something at first, because Jack wasn't there, and they were asking about the band. I was like, we started 3 weeks ago. And they're like, what the heck? Like, how'd you get here? He's like, I don't know. They asked us to be here. And then like, Jack, we met him. And then Jack asked me the same thing. He's like, bro, like, how the hell did you guys get here? I'm like, dude, you invited us.
Right. There it is.
And then after that, we Lil Nas X hit us up. And he was like, hey, like, how much would I have to pay you guys to play with me at my sister's
Y'all
wedding?
said $1 million, right? You said $1 million, right?
Should have.
Yeah.
You know, no, but we were like, yeah, like we would do it. And he came over to I was living in a really shitty apartment in Marietta at the time. And he came over, like it was actually wild. I was working at a vape shop and I was just like literally across the street. And I was like, yeah, I got to clock out early. Like Lil Nas X is coming over to my apartment. And they're like,
so wait, who did you call first in the group?
All of them. We have a group chat. So we have a group chat. We have a Paradox group chat. Yeah. So anything like big like that, like yeah.
Who responded first and what was the reaction? Like what was everybody's reaction? Like Lil Nas is in my apartment right now. Donald, what was going through your brain?
Okay.
I'm on the way.
Yeah. I was like, so like when he was like coming to our apartment, like when he said he was gonna come over, like yeah, we all were like set. So actually, you know how like, you know, he showed up first, we all showed up pretty late. We didn't show up late that night. Right. Everybody was there. And we're just all chilling, just like, yeah, what's Montero gonna be like?
Right.
Like, is he like, you know, crazy, like, you know, is like how they show online and stuff? Like, nah, like he was so chill, like such a normal guy. And we just went over the song. It was That's What I Want. And then he was like, yo, I want to hear your guys' stuff. So like he was just like sitting on my floor, and at the time our rehearsal room was this really tiny like bedroom, and we were just like, you know, yeah, played him our stuff, and he wound up coming out to a house show.
Wow!
So we did a house show like right after that, like a few days later, and he said he would show up, and I didn't think he was actually gonna show up, but he actually showed up.
He's wearing like a little face mask.
Yeah, he had like a face mask, but like everyone like knew who he was, and he was just like, yeah, it's like the Paradox playing. They're like. So like it was crazy. Like he showed up, and then we went and we did the wedding with him, and his outfit choice was that we all wore the Paradox t-shirts and blue jeans, and it was so lit. It was so much fun. His family was so nice, and yeah, then we opened up for Green Day like 2 days after that.
Oh my goodness. So which one of these, Percy, what was the moment you was like, oh no, we made it, like we're official now? Was it the Little Nas or was it the Green Day? Was it Jack White? Like what made it like, oh no, like we actually made it now?
I feel like it was like a collection of stuff, but I feel like when we got in the stew with Travis, it was just like,
yeah, like we're there, yeah, we're here.
We might be here a little bit,
right. So let's rewind just a little bit, because I read one of your posts, and I think it said something to the effect of, "This is for the girl who like dumped me or tried to play me in high school," or something like that. So walk me through, what was high school like for all of y'all? It seemed like you was already cool, like you was a cool one in high school. Walk me through. So what was that like? And you know, obviously, you know, it depending where the neighborhood was, certain music is not played, or you don't see Black people playing that. Let me know if that also affected or informed what you wanted to do going forward. So walk me through high school days, young days, and those influences. Were you cool? Were you the nerd? Like walk me through that.
Honestly, I was cool, but I was cool with everybody.
Gotcha.
So it's like I can really like talk to anybody, from like people who played media, like related to jocks.
Right.
Like I was just really just all-star.
Yeah.
So I used to carry my guitar all around. In high school, I had like a little Gibson. Oh no, not Gibson. Epiphone SG. I just walked around, just fucking fiddling with the shit.
Right. You were sliding in people's faces like the Michael Jackson.
I almost hit a few people. I'm not gonna lie, I did almost hit a few people.
It was wild. Donald, what was high school like for you? And where you are, and you said you was listening to rap and R&B, so you wasn't even listening to a lot of alternative or rock.
I mean, my dad did, but growing up in Palm Coast, Florida, I was like, it was a predominantly like white town, so I was usually like the only Black kid in class. So
we went to high school together.
Yes. Yeah. Oh wow.
But I didn't really have too many friends like that. But in middle school, I took a guitar class, and so
wow,
we played a little bit.
That's crazy. From taking guitar class in middle school to playing with Green Day is insane. Like doing that together, that's gotta be absolutely nuts. Yeah. Wow. And then, but you guys, neither one of you was thinking about a band in middle school, high school at that point, right?
Oh, I definitely was.
Oh, you were. Okay.
Yeah, I was in band too.
You are right, because you were drumming your whole life, so you was already in it. Got you. So let me ask you, what was different about this band and bands that you've been in before that, again, you kind of knew, oh, this is special?
Well,
Shout out to Ether 9.
shout out E9. You know, shout out Ether 9. Those are the boys. But
Right.
I was in a grunge band. Ether 9 was a grunge band.
Okay.
And Paradox is pop punk. It's more upbeat.
Yeah.
I feel like it's way more fun to play on the drums per se. But yeah, I mean, and the guys, you know, it's just the boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my high school experience though, it was good. It was pretty good.
Were you cool?
It was
Nah.
It was exciting. I was cool. I would say I was cool.
Somebody
but
had to be the nerd
like
in there.
Zealand, I was cool with everybody. Like I had like friends like that weren't as popular.
Sure.
And then I had friends that were popular. And I had the popular friends be like, well, why do you hang out with them?
Right.
Like, because I fuck with them. And
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we homies. But that's just like how it was. We like band kids.
Got
band
you.
kids.
So what's home like? So your parents, you tell your family, your mom, dad, whoever, I'm doing punk rock. Like, what was that response? Was it a phone call? Like, what was their reaction?
They were chill with it. I mean, to kind of like go to the even like back like the high school question. Like my parents were like always like super supportive. So like I was actually I didn't grow up with like my parents, but I grew up with my great grandparents who are like my parents, and they're like very old. Like my granddad's 84, my grandma's 83. So like, I don't know, when they were my age, like the Beatles were like the rock band that was popular, you know, and they just came out. But I don't know, high school was like weird. I definitely was like, I was always like a nerdy dude or like, you know, nerdy kid. But like, I think kind of same, like I was just cool with like everybody. I did get in trouble a lot. So we went to the same high school, and at our high school, you had to like wear a collared shirt, which I thought was the stupidest thing. So I never did. And I'd get in trouble for that a lot, or like cutting, or like drinking in school, stuff like that.
Right.
But
a bottle of liquor
I ended up, I did literally, bro. Look,
7
bro.
a.m. in the morning, boy. 10
I
be back.
mean, I'm trying to get drunk, bro. Look. So I ended up, I actually ended up dropping out of high school when I was 16. I was doing great. I had a 3.8 GPA. The guidance counselor was talking to me about, dual enrolling in college. Trying to get me to go to Full Sail, actually. And I was thinking about it. And then, I thought about it. And then I was like, what do I need to go to like music school for? Like, I feel like any like the theory knowledge and stuff I can learn online. I was like, I feel like, yeah, I can just lock in, work on writing like good songs and like just try to make it in music. So like I said, I'd had like that mindset of like wanting to be in a band, or like music was just going to be my job since I was like 8 years old. So
yeah.
But,
So that's crazy.
My parents though, like with the punk rock thing, like it was kind of surprising, but not really. I've always been into like rock music my whole life.
Because you have older parents too, so that helped. Yeah.
Yeah, but funny enough though, my parents didn't listen to rock at all. Like, I grew up listening to Motown. Jazz was huge in my house. Coltrane was huge in my house, and my grandma would just listen to whatever like pop or like R&B records were like out. Bruno Mars, Beyonce, stuff like that. But they were chill about it, really supportive. They came out to shows. They're always like, yeah, what is that circle thing that they're doing? Like, why are they carrying them across the crowd?
Right.
Like, yeah, but they love it though.
All right, 2 last questions. So I want to know, all of you, like, what's your biggest influence either now or before? So you mentioned, the Coltrane's, you mentioned the older music that you listen to. What was some of the music that is still influencing you now, or that you feel like informed the sound or the type of musician that you are?
It was Blink-182 then. It was Blink-182 now.
Makes sense.
All those pop punk bands like Good Charlotte, Will, Yellow Card, Simple Plan.
Simple Plan.
Yeah, all those awesome
bands. Yeah, incredible. Was there anyone in particular from one of those bands that you like? Oh, I want to play like.
DeLonge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Me?
Either one.
You go first.
Green Day for sure, man. Like, they're the GOATs, man. Billy Joe Armstrong, man. He's always been like he was in the Simpsons movie. Like, I remember seeing that as a kid. I was like, and they were wearing like the costume they had. Like, bro, like they're the GOATs, man. I always wanted to be like them, man.
Really.
And Mike Dirnt and Trey Cool, bro.
Cool. What about you, Percy?
Me, it would have to be Rage Against the Machine.
Okay.
I love that music. Something about revolution music.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of that one of the bands that got me like into that side of music.
Yeah.
So for that, like definitely.
Got you. And so before I ask the last question, I lied. Do you guys ever feel other? So being Black, doing this type of music, a lot of your shows, probably not a ton of Black people, or maybe it is, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you ever feel other, and do you deal with that? Is there insecurity, or is it you feel like you carrying Black culture on your back? Is there any pressure? Like, what does that feel like for you guys?
I would say like definitely, like I said, me and Don went to high school together, and it was a predominantly, like white school and stuff. But like, I was into like, pop punk at like that time, just like, not as like heavy as I am now. But like, I remember like, like flat ironing my hair and stuff, and like just getting like completely like toasted by like, like a lot of Black kids. It's a weird thing.
When we were close in high school, but I saw him with like the straight hair. I was like, bro, what is that brother doing? Brother, you need to come back to us, man. What are you doing?
But look at you, now you're with me, buddy. Now you're with me. But it's like I think it's like this weird thing, and I'm sure you all can relate to this, of like feeling like, too white for Black kids, or like too like, white for the, or too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
Too Black for the
white
kids,
kids, too white for, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a weird thing, but I think at the end of the day, you just gotta be yourself. And you can't really change who you are. You grow up where you grow up. That's what makes you. And I feel like being Black is just kind of what you are. It's not really like how you talk or this. And I feel like for that reason too, is like a big reason like I wanted to start the band, I think, was to kind of give not only, representation for people like us, but for like the world, I think, present a different view of the African-American experience. I feel like what's kind of like, pushed out there in like mainstream is kind of like, more of like the hood Black experience, which is, a very important, part of it, and an important part of it, but not all of it,
exactly.
And
there's a pool in my neighborhood.
Because it sucks. It's like you look at like people like, across the world, and it's like they'll look at people that look at us and like feel like, maybe we should talk different, or maybe sag our pants more, or maybe, I don't know, bro, like, we should look or dress different or play different music. But at the end of the day, it's like, we're us, and like, we want to just put that experience out there.
I think that's why it's so important. You guys are showing, no, this is part of the culture too. And there's a lot of people who feel like you guys, they're just not represented right. So that's really dope. So I love that. All right, last question, I promise. 20 years from now, what do you guys want people to say about like how you talk about Green Day as legends? Like, what do you guys want people to say about the Paradise Band?
That we're the greatest all Black pop punk band to ever exist.
Ever.
Ooh, I like that
what
one.
you think. I like that.
I like that
That's
one.
a good one. We going out on that one.
I like that one.
Like, that's really good.
I think, I don't know, just that we made good music that touched people and made people happy, and will continue to make people happy 200 years after we're long and dead. So
just to be on the pop punk Rushmore in general.
Come on.
Fuck it.
I want to be on the music Rushmore. I'm trying to be like I Blink, I think, is cool because like they're like the biggest pop punk band, bro. But I want to be like the Beatles, bro. They're just the biggest band. I want to change the game.
And y'all gonna do it, I'm sure of it. So thank you guys for being generous with your time. It was great.
You're happy.
For sure.